etc. And it is. We are a loving spiritual community that honors your presence, nurtures your joyful self-expression, and empowers your spiritual growth. Do you believe that? Do you practice that every day? I certainly hope so. It gets us going, doesn't it? So for our opening affirmation, it's on the left-hand side of our page. Let's share that together. Today, my love goes out to all people and to all things. There is no doubt in this love, for faith penetrates all doubt and reveals a unity at the center of everything. This love flowing through me harmonizes everything in my experience, brings joy and gladness to everything, brings a sense of security and well-being to everyone. I realize that the love flowing through, in, and around me and all things is one vast, all-enveloping essence and force forever emanating from the living God. Yes, so it is. Now we're going to have our congregational song, and it's a good one, Covered in Hearts, because we're releasing and letting go whatever does not serve us. So I don't know if you want to stand. Sure. Okay. Do you want to check your sound on this? No. I release, I let go, I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. There's no more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Hey, I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. There's no more struggle, no more strife. And with my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. There's no more struggle, no more strife. And with my faith I see the light. Yes, I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Yay! I do that while I'm vacuuming or cleaning my house. There's nothing, I release all this stuff. I release all this stuff. And now it's time for our announcements. And before we do our announcements, you know, we talked about last week, and there's a flyer in the bookstore if you're interested, that this is the season for nonviolence. And it actually began on January 30th. And it is in honor of Mahatma Gandhi and Martin Luther King Jr. And so for today, the word is, and every day there's a word, and it's beautiful. It was included in your newsletter, but if you need a printout, there's some in the bookstore. So the word today is reverence. Environmentalist John Muir said, everybody needs beauty as well as bread, places to play in and places to pray in, where nature may heal and cheer and give strength to the body and the soul. Today, go for a walk and realize the beauty around, above, and below you. There you go. That's a beautiful thing. Now, of course, today is our Valentine's soiree. So if you notice a little sparseness, some of the folks are actually in the kitchen creating our beautiful meals. So we want to just know, they said, we're going to pop in the service at some point. I'm like, whatever, yeah, happens, good. So just know that today, so what we're going to have there, it's a beautiful Italian cuisine. I'm very excited about having mimosas or pomegranate mimosas, however, what do they call them? Pomosas is what they call them. I didn't even know about that, but I'm more excited to drink the pomegranate juice, actually, but there you go. But it's an Italian cuisine. We're going to have spaghetti. We are going to have lasagna. We are going to have spinach ravioli. And we are having amazing salad. And we have garlic bread. And we have pesto salad, and we have cheesecake, and we have tiramisu cake, something like it. It's not quite tiramisu. We have chocolate cookies, and we have Carla, the karaoke queen. We're going to do a 50-50 raffle, and there's also a spectacular plant that Lainey brought in that we're going to do a little raffle on the plant as well. And it is ginormous, so it'll be really fun. We're just going to have fun, so please join us. The cost is $20, which you can't beat that, so join us for that. So let's see here. Coming up on February 19th, I think it's still in place. We're going to check with Annalise, but it's Sound Bites, and here she comes walking through the door. Hi, Annalise. So Sound Bites is Thursday, February 19th, and that's from 6 to 8, excuse me, 6:30 to 8:30. So you can see Annalise afterwards, or there's a sign-up sheet over in Chaffee Hall. Let's see here, ongoing events. Let's remember that on Wednesdays, Susan has a discussion group, and that discusses the articles that are in the Science of Mind magazine, which is in the bookstore. And if you're interested, see Susan and she'll give you the Zoom link, and they kind of talk about concepts, and it's great fun. So there's that, and then every Sunday, you know, before the service at 9 a.m., we do a Science of Mind. We're reading the book, we do a study of it, and it gives us a chance to kind of digest the concepts in the Science of Mind book. And then afterwards, at about 9:25, there's a meditation, and then the service begins at 10. And then, of course, we always have food. So join us. And then our Michelle, please raise your hand, has a gentle stretch class, etc., which is on Fridays from 10 to 11. Love offering is $10, and it is great fun. How many of you have been there? I go there a lot. And Naomi's a regular as well, so a lot of people. And it's great fun, and it's a great way to start the day and the weekend. So there you go. Thank you to all the volunteers. Most of them are in the kitchen right now. But thank you to everybody, because everybody here is a volunteer for something or other. So there you go. And I believe that's it. I don't think, no. Oh, yes. Oh, my goodness. I have it right there. So the choir is practicing every Monday from 4:30 to 6. 4 to 5:30. Okay, well, there you go. 4 to 5:30 right here in the sanctuary. They're working on 3 songs. Michelle is our choir director. Kathy Craig, would you raise your hand, please? She's our fantastic piano accompanist. And it's going really great. We've already had a great launch, and so we're on to week 2, and it's going to be fabulous. So join us. It's a great thing. Okay, and now we have our song, And So It Is. God is all there is. I am one with the Spirit. I realize the truth, and I speak it. I am thankful for it all. I release it, I let it go, and so it is, and so it is. I know it is, and I receive as I believe. Amen. 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 Don't forget to turn your thing on. Just look for the blue light. Look for the blue light. You'll see it where your finger is.
Yeah.
Oh, you got it. You got it. She's got it. Okay. Do you want me to help you? Okay. It took me a second.
If it's technical, chances are.
chances are, oh, sorry. There you go. You push that little black button.
Oh, the black one.
Yeah,
Well, I
yeah,
was pressing the blue button.
That's
so.
the mute.
Oh, well, perhaps that was better. I don't know. So I'm Sandra Shields, and I'm the practitioner on duty, which means I'm the prayer practitioner, lay clergy here. And we're going to do an invocation first. And Reverend Mary is going to be speaking on divine love. So let's just focus on that right now. And just settle back into your chair and take a deep breath in and out. And feel the bottom of your feet and your whole body present. As we know right here and now, without a question, that we are a center of divine love. Each and every one of us, both within this building and within this body and within this congregation. And we know that this divine law of good is absolutely expressed in us, as us, through us every day. That we are an individualized expression of God flowing through every event of our life. We're here to contribute, to be a power for good and a reflection of divine love in every moment. We know it and claim it in everything that we do. And there is no sense of separation. And any idea that we have that we could ever be separated from the one divine life, we just release that now, back into the nothingness from which it came, stepping forward always as the force of love in our lives. And for this sense of connectedness with God that's effortless, our connection with each other, our connection with our life mission, we are so deeply grateful. And we release this prayer into the law of God in a powerful and uplifted way. And so it is.
So it is.
So when looking at divine love and the reading today, I looked in the Science of Mind textbook, and I'm on the chapter on physical perfection. And so this chapter has a lot of prayers for the appearance of physical ailments and what to do about them and how to think about them in a more uplifted way. So I naturally came to heart trouble, which is on page 238 and 239, and I'm going to read you a few paragraphs in here about what Ernest Holmes says about heart trouble and how we pray about it. The heart is the center of divine love and perfect circulation. Its action is harmonious, vital, adequate, and complete. There is no false action and no wrong action. The pulsation of life are steady, unceasing, and perfect. Let not your heart be troubled. Love is the center of man's being, and the calm, continuous pulsation of life are governed by love. And then he goes on to state, almost every case of heart trouble can be traced to the thoughts of strain and inharmony, sometimes to disappointment or disagreement with a loved one, or to a feeling of loss from financial reverses. A belief that we can be in a position from which God absents himself. We reiterate, a remedy for all heart trouble is love. The heart is known as the center of love, which is the healing balm for every inharmonious thought. As we recognize our oneness with infinite intelligence, we are set free from uncertainty and pain. As long as we realize that our heart is a living center through which the love of God flows to bless eternally, not only our own lives, but the lives of all whom we contact, as long as we realize this, our heart cannot be troubled. And so it is.
Love it. And now we have Carla.
And I'm going to get out of
Techie question?
Yes, ma'am.
I want to make sure nobody can call me, so do I go on airplane mode to use the phone for the music?
I do not know the answer
Well,
of
we're going to
that.
try and just pray nobody calls me.
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
And if they do, they can join in singing. No,
Good morning.
no.
Thank you for having me at this lovely center. I just love this space. It's beautiful.
It is. It
All
is.
right. Where am I? Here I am. So this song is called The Gift of Today. And I truly feel that every day. I'm sure you all do. We're so blessed to be here, to be able to share time with each other. And it is truly a gift. And I'm going to find it right here.
And you're going to turn your speaker on too.
It is on.
Oh, okay, good. Cool, cool,
It's
cool.
on. It's
All right.
ready to go. All right. Here I stand, my life in my hand. The gift of today beckons to me. It's up to me what it will be. Will I brighten the day of a stranger? Can I sing through my own clouds and rain? Can I stay on this track and only look back to cherish the memories we've made? That's the gift. I've been given the gift of today. From the day of my birth, my life here on earth, the gift of today beckons to me. It's up to me what it will be. Can I brighten the day of a stranger? Can I sing through my own clouds and rain? Can I stay on this track and always look back to cherish the memories we've made? That's the gift. That's the gift I've been given today. Too many tomorrows will hold back its sorrows, leaving us feeling heavy with rain. As we honor with tears, holding loved ones so dear, let's embrace the gift of today. Can I brighten the day of a stranger? Can I sing through my own clouds and rain? Can I always look back, stay on this track to cherish the memories we've made? That's the gift. That's the gift we've been given today. Ooh.
Yay! Wow. What a beautiful song. Thank you so much. That was beautiful. That's the gift of today. Did you wake up and say that this morning? The gift of today. So today we're talking about divine love, and we're on the heels of Valentine's. I still feel like it's Valentine's. Hello, I'm in pink. I'm always wearing hearts in pink no matter what day it is, quite honestly. But, you know, we're told that love is the most powerful force in the world. It's the most powerful force that fuels us and fuels our life every day. Do you feel like that? Sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. It's a practice, isn't it? It's just like this teaching, it's a practice. That somehow to stay out of fear, right? Because there's either love or fear, those are the two states. But to stay out of fear means to say, I'm going to choose, even though everything that's out there may be happening, may be scary or not working out, it's choosing to say, I'm going to step away from whatever condition I'm facing, and I'm going to step into the truth. And this teaching always reminds us to stay in the truth. And some people go, oh yeah, I'll tell you what the truth is. The truth is I don't have a job. The truth is my car's broken down. The truth is my relationship stinks, or whatever. We go into that and we say, no, 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 no. We're not talking about the human truth. We're talking about the God truth. We're talking about that divine love. Divine love. Holmes said, love overlooks the little differences that we have and finds a point of reconciliation with others. I don't know about you, but that's easy to do with friends. But when you're with a loved one and you're in a relationship, overlooking things and reconciling, yikes, it can be a little tougher, right? It takes a little more love power. Love creates tolerance and human understanding, without which we become really divided against ourselves, and without which we almost unconsciously become filled with criticism, condemnation, and false judgment. Anybody ever do that? Why I oughta. If you'd only do this, my life would be perfect if my husband would just pick up the clothes he throws on the floor. It's like, you think? You think? If only this person would do that, then my life would be better. You think? I don't know. Because guess what? We're taught in this teaching that everything happens in our mind. Remember, we always create twice, once with a thought, and then it creates in form. But it's the thought that we're sending out that creates the experience, isn't it? Holmes goes on to say, no one can be happy or enjoy the greatest fulfillment in life until he has come to see that most people try to do the best they can. Most people try to do the best they can. And when we are able to reach out beyond the indifference and the coldness of life and reach through the intolerance and the unkindness, only then can we meet the divine center, which is forever established in the person. Sometimes it's hard to see someone because the spot's on them, right? The annoyance that they bring to you. It's sometimes hard to see, how is this person a wonderful gift in my life, right? At the heart of our teaching is the belief that we are made in the image and likeness of God. Have you ever thought about that, though? Really thought about that? Like, what does that mean? I'm made in the image and likeness of God. See, we have our human self and we have our God self. They're not separate. They're not separate. There's not God and me. There's God as me. Feel the difference? There's God as me. But God can only come through me as much as I can let it in. Now, if I go telling, oh, well, there's this happening and that happening and that happening, we forgot we were given free will. And what that means is there's thought. And in our thought, it creates things. You've heard that many a time. Thoughts create things. Energy or love flows where energy flows. And it's true that energy that we put out there will determine the results that we're going to get back. That's why we always say, you don't like what's going on in your life, look at those results and say, how can I change that? And how do we change it? Not by monkeying around out there. It's by going in here and saying, what is it that I need to think about? Divine mind, creative intelligence, it's not something outside of us. We have to remember that it's indwelling. I always give my example of my dear friend, Reverend Martha. She always goes, God, you do it. And I'm like, Martha, where are you going with that? God, you do it. It's like, no, I got to go make the salad in order for it to get done. It's like, no, no, no. But sometimes when you're ever feel stressed, anybody ever feel a challenge where you feel you're so overwhelmed, you're like, I don't even know how I'm going to get beyond this? Do you ever feel like that? You're like, I don't even know what to do. And guess what? You got through it because you're here, right? You got through it because you're here. And you look back and you go, I don't know how. Oh, it was just luck of the draw that this happened. Oh, no, it wasn't. Because somewhere we were able to surrender into that sense of love going, you know what? I am a child of God. I am made in the image and likeness of God. Is there anything too big for God? No, there isn't. But sometimes it's too big for us. And then we say, oh, this is impossible. No one can, no, you can't ever heal from this. You know, this is that you've got a terminal thing. Oh, it's terminal. You can never heal from it. Is that true? Is that true? No, it's not. It's where we're thinking. It's where we're being. It's where we're going to be. So we've been co-creating our whole lives through the law, but the importance is recognizing the connection between our current life experience and how we've been co-creating. See, sometimes we think life happens to us, but in truth it doesn't. Life happens through us, and the through is our thinking. And so it's important to understand, what am I thinking? What am I putting out there? What am I knowing as my truth? What am I believing in every day? Divine love is generally defined as unconditional, boundless, eternal force of love originating from a higher source. We're not talking about the human conditional kind. Divine love is the allness of everything. It's the oneness with all of life. And sometimes we dial into that, and sometimes we don't. And it's a matter of, like last week I was saying, when you go to the gym and you're strengthening those muscles, at first it kind of hurts and you go, I don't think I'm going to keep up with this. I don't know how many of you have an exercise bike in your house that you haven't used for a while, or you're using it as a hanger for your clothes. That's what a lot of my friends, I bought this thing and I said, oh, this is going to be so good. I don't even remember what you call it, but you stand on it and it wobbles. I don't remember what it's called. And they're like, oh, it's the best thing for you. It's like, I just shoved that pup, it fits right under your couch. And I just shoved that puppy right under there. I'm like, and there it is. And it's like, you know what? Nothing's going to happen unless I get on that thing, right? Or you get on your bike, or you get on yourself about your thought and where you're going. It doesn't correct itself. It is directed by our thinking, by our review of our life or where we're going. And guess what? The funness of this whole life is like, guess what? We get to create whatever we want. And you go, oh, no. I was born into a poor family. My parents were terrible. I was in a foster home. Whatever it is, guess what? You get to choose again. Every moment we get to choose, what kind of a life do I want to create? And we've all met someone that have created a life that if you looked at their history, you go, jeepers, you had it tough. Things were terrible back then for you. I'm sorry. They go, oh no, it actually helped me build that love muscle, that sense of oneness, that sense of connection with all of life. So it's important to know that the teaching of science of mind believes that individuals can transform their lives through a consciousness of the divine. How does that happen? Last week we talked a little bit about mindfulness. And so mindfulness is about being present to now. It's about being here. But before we go off in that, I wanted to talk, what are some key elements of divine love? What is divine love? I mean, Sandra shared a beautiful excerpt from Ernest Holmes, and we can read all the stuff, but until it penetrates here, right? Until it gets to the real feeling aspect of our life, where we really get it deep down, it's not going to work. Right? So we have to remember, we lead an examined life. To lead an examined life means think about these things. So here's some things about divine love. First of all, it's unconditional. And remember, we talked about our pets having unconditional love, right? They love us whether our hair is messed up or the house is clean or whatever. But God has unconditional love towards us. That divine creative intelligence that lives, moves, and has its being as you and me is unconditional. It's unconditional. It's not influenced by circumstances, is what that means. It just is. Next thing, it's transformative, isn't it? God's love is transformative. When you absolutely take in, I am loved by a spirit that so loves me, it gave me the freedom to create whatever it is that I want, and it supports me in every aspect of my thinking. So the thing is even when things go south in your life, you're being supported, aren't you? The universe says, oh, is that your understanding of life? I support you. So it's like, guess what? It's not God's responsibility. It's God's responsibility to support us. A friend of mine has a saying, I wrote it down here because I always say it backwards, but it's, God provides the food, but he doesn't cook the meal. You can say that. God provides the food, but he doesn't cook the meal. Who cooks the meal? We do. We do in our thinking. Whatever we got going on, boiling in our head about, and we're seeing it through the patina of what? Our own limitations. So the idea is unearth those limitations and let them go. I mean, certainly we see limitations in our friends, don't we? Well, there they go. They're thinking pretty poor. Oh, that person did that. Guess what? We're real good at picking out the limitations of others. But this teaching asks us to do some self-examination. Take a look at how am I being in the world? And what am I creating in the world? And if I don't like it, guess what? Start at the drawing board. Source has all positive qualities only, and only sees positive qualities. That was a hard one for me to grasp. I thought, well, wait a second, there's a lot of stuff going on in the world that ain't so hotsy-totsy. How is God not seeing that? It's like because God only sees through love. And so all there is love. That's all there is. I wrote a song that's called All There Is Love. And it's true. All there is love. So God sees through the joy, the compassion, the love, the absolute connectiveness and oneness. That's what God sees through. That's the vision. There's a spiritual connection, and that's the oneness. Also, it's associated with accessible energy. Anybody ever feel like you were kind of at the bottom of the barrel and you're like, I don't have 1 ounce of energy left to do this, and I got to do 5 more things, and all of a sudden you said, okay, God, you do it by means of me. And guess what? All of a sudden you have all the vim and vigor of the world. Did you ever notice that? All of a sudden you're energized, right? What is that? That's spirit moving through you. All we need to do is call on it, and we forget sometimes. We think, I got to do it all by myself. Or we get real, I can do it by myself. Thank you very much, right? We get that way too, that I can do it alone. Ever see a 2-year-old? No, I want to do this. It's like, okay, you go knock yourself out. And sometimes they do. The main spiritual principle of this teaching is that there's only one law in the universe. It's the law of our oneness with God. And the moment that we grasp that, the moment that we live from that, the moment that we come from that, everything begins to shift. Life is filled with obstacles. Does that mean we shouldn't try anything? Does that mean we should avoid them? I don't know about you, but many times I like to kind of stay in my comfort zone because I don't want to deal with that stuff. It's too heavy. And then all of a sudden I realize the compromise that I make staying in my comfort zone is not worth it. And that when you step outside of that and you deal with the obstacle head on, whatever it is, guess what? It goes away. It like vaporizes because all of a sudden you've faced it. So how many of you have ever had a challenging time, literally a real challenging time where you felt like, this is it. I have no idea what to do. I don't know what to do. I am stuck and I can't think of anything. The other night I was like, I don't know what was going on, but I woke up in the middle of the night and I couldn't go back to sleep. And I was like, oh my gosh, I was trying to pick up all my books and read them all and nothing was, I'm like, okay, calm down. Just calm down and go to sleep. Deep breathe, count your sheep, talk to your cat, whatever. It's like, calm down. And it's like, you know what? I picked up the book and it said, divine love exists in me now. And so I thought, okay, there's my mantra. And I just kept saying, divine love exists in me now. And how about trying that? Divine love exists in me now, right? And I kept repeating that. And I calmed down and I fell right asleep. And then I woke up and it was like, oh my gosh, it's 8 o'clock. but I did it because sometimes we just have to have something that gets us back on point. It's simple. It could be thinking of a color. It could be, I don't know about, they say your mind really relaxes when you think about or you watch the reels of pets, like little cats and dogs. You guys, if you go over there, I'll show you on my phone. My friend sent me one where 2 cats are looking at something on the iPad, and then they look at each other and they burst out laughing. We laughed for like 5 minutes watching that, and I thought, that is so therapeutic. Way more therapeutic than go, all right, now I got to clean my house, I got to vacuum, I got to do the dishes, I got to, it's like, stop, watch this video and laugh a little bit. There's laughter yoga. There is laughter yoga, and it's so therapeutic because why? It brings up those endorphins that are positive. So we learn to overcome moments of hardship in our life when we build a greater self-awareness and seek out new skills. And sometimes the skill is just releasing what's ever stopping and blocking us. There was a Visa commercial. It says, every step forward takes you closer to where you want to be. I love that. Every step forward takes you closer. Oh, there's a phone ring. Oh, it's our church phone. Yay. Okay. We're always using divine intelligence. We use the law of mind that flows where we direct it by way of our thoughts. But we must supply the image. Think about that. What image are you supplying to the divine in you for where you want to be in your life? Because it's very essential to where it's going to turn out. The law of mind is God in action. However, it's going any moment now, tell me what you want. And if you want to just, cruise in neutral for a while or stew in your juices about something, okay, so it is. But what we want to do is we want to give an instruction to say, this is the life I want to create. The key is to focus on what you want and how to create it. Energy flows, of course, where attention goes. I was reading this, Thomas Troward. He examined the law of flotation. And he said with the law of flotation, they didn't figure out how to build ships and make them float by thinking about how they were going to sink. And you go, that's elementary. But guess what? A lot of times when we're trying to figure out our way out of some pickle, we try to figure out now what went wrong. No, focus on what's going to go right. How do we want it to go right? How do we want to direct it to the right thing? Of course, and you want to examine, okay, I kind of blew it there. What do I need to do to recalculate, right? But the thing is you want to focus on not sinking, right? Because the universe never hears the word not. Remember that. You don't say, I'm not prosperous. I'm not this. I'm not that. It doesn't hear. It hears that word not and goes negative. You want to say, I am divinely prosperous. I am my ideal weight. All things are working out for my good. You want to always speak in the affirmative. Why? Because that's where the energy is going. That's that vibration. So the only way that our purpose and destiny gets diverted, why? Is because of our own thinking. So with God, all things are possible. How about trying that? With God, all things are possible. We give the directive and the law follows that directive. God will provide the food, but he won't do the cooking. You can use that as your example. God will provide the food. If things feel scarce, God will provide the food, but he ain't going to do the cooking, so I got to get busy. And that means, there's an expression we have that treat and move your feet. You absolutely determine where you want to go, but you keep your feet moving. You get in action. You get in an action that supports that desire. So about mindfulness. Mindfulness is about being fully present in the now. I listened to a podcast the other day, and I love this. Anybody have difficulty meditating? Some people have difficulty meditating. Sometimes I do as well. And I loved what this guy said. He goes, you don't have to be in a pretzel and breathing in incense and alming and all that stuff. He said what he does is he gets up every morning, sits on the side of his bed, puts his hand on his heart, and he breathes in for 4 seconds. He holds it for 4 seconds, and he exhales for 4 seconds. He said he has worked his way up to 10 minutes of that. And he said what happens is you become aware. There's going to be monkey mind where thoughts are going to drift in and out, right? You let it go, the laundry list, the cleaning, the whatever you got to do. Let it all go. You just keep focusing on your breathing. And sometimes having a physical contact with your hand on your heart. So you want to try that? Let's try it. It's easy, but it can be, you want to do it we're not going to do it for 10 minutes. We're going to do it once. So we're going to breathe in for the count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for the count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale to the count of 4. 3, 2, 1. How do you feel? It's interesting. They said what happens is it's actually a physiological response where the parasympathetic nerves calm you down. It releases that sense of fight or flight. It completely works to center. And that's the important thing. And when you come from that spot, sometimes answers just flow in. Sometimes energy just revitalizes itself. That's what we want to do with mindfulness. Through the practice, the benefits of living mindfully have been documented. Mindfulness relieves stress, heart disease, lowers blood pressure, reduces chronic pain, improves sleep, etc. But more than physical and emotional, it's a spiritual practice that brings you into the awareness of what? Your oneness with all of life. Because I don't know about you, but sometimes after I watch the news, I'm not feeling real one with everybody. And we got to get into that space. How many have watched the monks that have been walking? Such a beautiful, oh man, the words that man shares at the end of the day. And to watch all the people supporting them and giving them flowers. And I love that Loki, the dog. I mean, it's so amazing. And it's, guess what? It brings us all together. All of a sudden, it's a heartwarming experience just to watch that. And what's important is we can create that every single day of our life. And that's the whole goal, isn't it? To create the life that we want. Here's another thing from Ernest Holmes. The idea of welcoming love as a means of relating to ourselves and to others is challenging because it goes against all of our training. There is a resistance to love in a culture that puts us down, shames us, encourages us to run against one another and live less authentic versions of ourselves. Have you noticed that? Have you noticed that? I mean, can you imagine if when we were in grade school, we learned the count of 4 breathing? Oh my goodness. What a different, well, although there are some schools, Montessori schools, they do that. So sometimes we need to be right, we need to make others wrong and all that kind of stuff. We have to get into the idea that our life is a spiritual journey. Isn't that something? It's not just a journey, it's a spiritual journey. This earth is just a classroom. And it's a classroom for us to get in touch with the things we were out of touch with, to get in touch with what? That oneness, that divine love, that creative spirit in us. We're always being called to love. We are always being called to love. Wayne Dyer had that beautiful thing, change the way you look at things and the things you look at will change. And now a naysayer may go, that's impossible. It's blue, that's the way it is. No, change the way you look at things. And the things you look at will change. Doesn't mean the things they look at will change unless they change their thinking. If you want to see through the eyes of love, which you're always being called to do, things will change. Things will change. We know people out there that are so loving, so kind, so generous, so genteel, so wonderful. They're just a joy to be around, and you feel, I can just breathe around them. I can just be myself around them. I can just let go and be authentic. And it's just so joyous. Love is the healing energy. That's it. And that divine love is that very essence of us. When we practice the presence and we align with the divine, we become the alchemists that we were meant to be. And alchemists, do what? They chemically change things. I bet every one of you in this room has an example of something that changed in your life because you decided to change the way you thought about it. Anybody? No raised hands? Any raised hands? Some shaking hands? Okay. So go out and be the divine expression you were meant to be. How about we do some affirmations? There is only one power.
There is only one power.
That power is God.
That power is God.
That power is the very power that I use. It is divine love. I am divine love expressing. Now look at your neighbor. You are divine love expressing. Believe it. Know it. Feel it. Affirm it. And so it is. All right. Thank you very much. All right. That's our talk for today. And now we're going to welcome up Miss Carla again for her song. I was going to say you want to put, I was going to say you could put it up higher.
Trying to be discreet.
Oh, you were doing great.
That was wonderful.
Thank you.
I love you. I miss you.
I miss you too. I'll be there next week, so.
I won't steal it. I just miss you. Okay. So this song, I grabbed the mic. It's just like a habit. This song is about being grateful. Grateful for you. Grateful for all we have. Grateful for our days. So hopefully it's going to work out well. Come on. Okay.
Good. Yeah, better.
Every morning I wake up with the sun on my face. No illusions, no clouds, no obstacles stand in my way. I'm Just so thankful to be alive this moment, this day. There is no way I can lose when I decide to choose to live my best life gratefully. Oh my goodness.
Sounds great.
It's okay, I'll catch it right now. I will be grateful until the sun and stars don't shine. I will be grateful as an example for mankind. I will be grateful. I don't think anyone will mind if I live my best life gratefully. Every morning I wake up with the sun on my face. I find my focus, I set my course, and I run this human race. I'm determined I will either I'll win or place. There is no way I can lose when I decide to choose to live my best life gratefully. I will be grateful until the sun and stars don't shine. I will be grateful as an example for mankind. I will be grateful. I don't think anyone will mind. I live my best life gratefully. Let's try it. I will
Be grateful
until the sun and stars don't shine. I will be grateful as an example of mankind. I will be grateful. I don't think anyone will mind. I live my best life gratefully. If I live my best life, if I live my best life, if I live my best life gratefully. Gratefully. Are we feeling grateful?
Yes.
All right. This is the dancing part.
All skate.
All right.
Yay! Thank you, Carla.
That was fun.
That's beautiful. I love those songs. They're awesome.
I'm going to send them to you.
All righty. This is the time of our offertory, and I invite you to read your affirmation on the left-hand side of your page. And it says, "Divine love consecrates my gift. It goes forth to heal, bless, and prosper all who give and all who receive. It is evidence of my conviction that God is the source and substance of my supply. I joyously contribute to the vision of this spiritual center, knowing that it returns to me multiplied abundantly." Now we're going to have our song as we sing, "I Am So Blessed." And I'm going to get my little check. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so thankful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so thankful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. Oh, here. I am so blessed. I am so thankful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so thankful. I am so blessed. trust. So, it being Valentine's, we are knowing, by the way, thank you very much for your donations. We are knowing that as these funds and treasures and talents come into our community, we are knowing that it grows out to all the community, attracting divine minds that come here inspired, knowing our oneness, knowing our growth, knowing our truth. And so it is. Thank you. And now I have some surprises for you. I don't know how I'm going to do both. Lauren, would you want to be able to help me, please? What is Valentine's without little candy hearts? But also, so just go to everybody and ask them to take one. But guess what else? I'd like you to reach your hand in there. There's tiny little hearts. They're little rose quartz, excuse me, which are the stone of love, of joy, of compassion. I'll come around. I'll go like this, and then I'll circle around. I'm trying to get my steps in. Because in case you didn't get some hearts, you're going to get some now. I'm going to reach in.
Awesome.
A little heart, a little pocket heart. There you go. I'm coming around. There you go. Thank you. Here you go, my dear.
Oh, thank you, dear.
You're welcome. It'll be your little touchstone. And trust me, they're a little smaller than I saw in the ad, which was a little bit. I looked at them and they had a picture of them, and it wasn't quite what I was expecting, but you know what? They are what they are. Here you go. Here you go.
Wait, no, there we go.
I know they're so tiny, they're hard to
Yeah.
pick up. You could put them in, I figured you could put them in your wallet. I don't know. I thought they were big. They looked way bigger in the picture. I thought they must have blown that woman's finger up in the picture.
How cute.
Aren't those cute? They're happy. I'm going to go over and get cake. They are tiny. But tiny is good. It's called fun size. That's what I call myself. I'm fun size. My friend was telling me, you're vertically challenged. I said, no, I'm fun sized. There you go. Oh, thank you. Did you get one? Oh, no, you didn't get a heart, though. There you go. All righty. I know. Be careful not to eat it. I know. My cat wanted to eat him, I'll tell you that. I walked in, he had his little head in that bag. I go, oh, young man, don't you dare eat one of those. But he didn't, so that was a good thing. But I just thought, it's the intent that's good. I'm covered in rose quartz today because it's love, it's kindness, and it's divine love. And it'll be just a little reminder. You can put it in your pocket or your wallet or somewhere. But just don't eat it. Don't eat it. Don't mix it up with your other candy. It's probably big. It's probably as big as the candy hearts in that box, but oh well. Okay, so here's our benediction. So let's know together. As we take a deep breath in, I know the power of God is all there is. That divine love is the very